This Salah situation is crazy, but it's not surprising. Now, for the record, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I have no love for Salah at all. I think there's two ways you can kind of look at what he's done. On the one hand, I get where he's coming from, and I think there's probably a wider conversation to be had about Liverpool's situation, their team at the moment. He signed the contract, and you can imagine that he's been promised to start every game, which I know is the most obvious thing to say, but you can imagine that he's probably asked for the team to be basically built around him. You then introduce, obviously, Wirtz and Isak into that equation alongside Ekitike. And I guess this is kind of ignoring the losses that they've got in whatever fashion. Okay, like they're trying to replenish the front line, get more goals, you know what I mean? But taking into account who they've lost, obviously Trent is the main one I'm thinking. Part of what made Salah so lethal and Liverpool's game in general was the fact that they would get the ball to their forwards so quickly. And with Trent gone, that's not happening anymore. Liverpool's midfield this season hasn't been great. And Frimpong, from what I can see, just hasn't been able to stay fit. So what I'm trying to say is the whole team's disjointed, effectively. And you look at their striking options, I mean, Isak's been a non-entity, and then I actually like Ekitike. I think he's been alright. And so I'm trying to paint a picture that Liverpool's whole team, as I said before, is disjointed. And I think Salah was probably led in the contract talks on the fact that the whole team would be catered around him. And I think to an extent, you kind of expect that. You know, Salah has nothing left to prove at Liverpool and to Liverpool, to be fair. You know, it's not his fault that the club haven't handled the rebuild of the team well. I think they've thrown money at the situation, which hasn't helped. And as a result, you have an unsettled start there.